putting this together. It used to be a senior that did it. I feel sorry for the kid after watching all the work that goes into this. One of my classes does this, and it is very difficult to put together a project when you don't have all the pieces. We had a student come in today. I will not tell the student's name. I told them last week, I got to have your stuff. They're the last one. So this is what, May the 8th? They bring up 2 CDs with 350 pictures on and say, I don't care which ones you pick, and left it with Candace. I was livid. Anyway, that child has been told that they will come up here and pick their own pictures, or they will not have a slide at graduation.
This is more a kind of a slideshow that we put up, and y'all will just love it because you see them as a baby and they're so cute. And then you see them in the middle and you think, oh my goodness. And then you see them at the end and you think, oh, it worked out. It just gives you great hope if you've got younger kids.
It's a real special time at graduation, and so. But I'm warning you now that we will probably start mentioning 1st of March. Hey, don't forget you got to have your pictures in by April 1st. But that really is a hard deadline. I've got to have that stuff in so that this poor student, this year it's Cale Wilsford, and he's just been really frustrated. He got all of them done and had left one person out and had to go back in and redo everyone below them because of the way the slideshow was set up. And so anyway, he has it just about done, except for whether this student is going to turn real pictures in or not. Anyway, also I've got I brought these for you guys to take a look at if you want afterwards. But these are yearbooks. This is a fairly recent yearbook. This is the 2010-2011 school year. And we have the awesome opportunity to purchase an ad in the yearbook for our senior. And you guys take a look at these, get a sense of how big of an ad you want. You can either get a...
Look at that one, Gregory.
You can get a half page, a full page. This is an 1/8 page. Just whatever you guys want to do. This is part of the yearbook stuff, and Emily Gilbert would be happy to tell you what the prices are for that. I would be guessing. I don't know.
Isn't their yearbook now also included in their tuition, or is that my imagination?
It was last year. I don't know if it is this year or not. I think I got an email the other day saying we were going to be charged to RenWeb.
Yeah, good. I hope so.
The upcoming year, they're talking about doing by order form.
Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly how they'll do that. But anyway, it's a lot of fun to, and if you can't build an ad yourself, then you can have her class build it. She's got a lot of capable kids in the class that are happy to work with you to do that. And if she doesn't, I do. So we've got students in a number of classes that are doing real work. So.
You might be kind of mad at them by the end of school. So you might want to write the sweet letter to them at the beginning of school when you still like them a whole lot.
Yeah, I was writing ours a few weeks ago. I was really, really late. I hit it right on the deadline, I think.
Get out. That's bad.
But I wrote on the deal, don't let the door hit you in the rear on the way out, and showed it to Stacy, and then she said, change that. So that's not what we kept. So we have lots of opportunity for your involvement this next year as well. I've already mentioned that you guys, we can't do senior retreat without you. Kids are not allowed to drive on that. We don't take a bus. So we've got to have you for senior retreat. We also have Road Rally. Road Rally is a senior class sponsored fundraiser. And so therefore we ask the senior class parents to help us with that. We need counters. We need people standing out in the freezing cold, making sure our kids are safe. There's a slew of things to do. Whatever your level of expertise is, whatever you're good at, whatever you enjoy doing, we've got a place for you. And we really have to have your help.
And that did not count the drivers. This thing started with like 5 cars, and it was like not a big deal. And it is a tiger by the tail now. It's enormous. We can go so far as to offer a tailgate party and a barbecue ahead of time, and I mean, we can do that, and then that just is extra money, or not. But it makes us $3,000 to $4,000 because it's pretty much all profit.
And we use that money for senior gift and a few other things. So it's a really great fundraiser. The kids have a great time, and it's really one of the, I think, most of the kids, one of their best memories. But it only happens because y'all help. So we also have a Christmas party that we'll have sometime in December, and we'll need help with that.
And a place.
Yes, we will definitely need somebody to volunteer to come up with a great idea for a place and everything for that. We will have at the end of the year, there'll be a Bon Voyage party, which we just had Sunday night at the Kittens. And that is a pre-trip party. Everybody can come, even if you can't go on the senior trip, but we'll have that. And then there's also the after graduation party, which has been in the planning stages for months now.
Let's see, now, who is the mother of the president? That is who gets to plan the graduation party. We started that back with Mary Lou Quick. She's done it a couple years in a row. And so it just has worked so well. Thought I'd share that.
I will
But-
never forget Mrs. Garrett coming up to me
Oh.
and saying, "Oh, you're Justin's mom. Guess what? You get to do the senior graduation." And then walking away. I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Well, it just kind of just was such a good tradition.
Well, Martha's going to need lots of help from you guys, so that doesn't happen in a vacuum either.
You have to start fairly early. You've got to get a venue and get.
We have candy left from prom.
Oh, good. There it is.
Well, you know, and that actually brings up a point. We don't have to do prom.
Hallelujah.
Prom is a junior thing, so and some of us, I think, barely made it through that with all the things going on at our houses. So anyway, it was a great night, but we just get to come and have fun.
By the way, this one was fabulous. One of the best ones we've ever had.
I agree.
Loved it.
Like I said, I've already met with the officers, and over the summer I'll get quotes for senior trip, and we'll offer the officers a short list, and then they will shorten it down to 2. And then we let the seniors vote on where they want to go. This last year, we shortened it down to Hawaii and Costa Rica. Hawaii was 5 days, Costa Rica was 6 days, and then 5 days with travel to Hawaii really means 3 days, and Costa Rica is actually quite a bit closer. So, and the prices were almost identical. This year, the kids in Costa Rica are going to get to do a ton of high adventure stuff. We're going whitewater rafting, ziplining through the jungle, hot springs powered by a volcano, a catamaran ride out to the most beautiful island you've ever seen in your life.
And a big barbecue out there.
Yeah, it's
Beach day.
it's an amazing trip with 48 of their best friends. And
Tell them about the company and why we chose them.
thank you. We for last year and this year and probably next year, we used a company called Joshua Expeditions. They're a Christian-based company. We had always used Junior Tours, and they're just a regular group of folks. But the cool thing about Joshua Expeditions is that as a Christian-based company, we do a few things very different. A, we keep the kids very busy.
And together.
B, we keep the kids together. The only time I can't see the kids is when they're sleeping. But I know when they're awake. No, I'm just kidding. So we have security guards that watch the rooms overnight for both reasons, to make sure the kids stay where they're supposed to and make sure that people, stay away. Every night we have kind of a devotion time just to debrief and talk about the day, kind of pull in a Christian perspective of the things that you saw that day. It was really awesome last year. But the coolest thing we do is a half day of missions. And we go this last year and this year, we went and worked with the church, worked with the kids there. And for many of the kids, and it's the first year we'd ever done it, there was, I don't know if these kids are going to want to, do missions on their senior trip. It's just supposed to be fun. Lots of them said that their favorite part of the trip was that afternoon of missions. There's just nothing like working with little kids in a third world country that are just happy that you're there. We shared the gospel with them, and in just a few short hours built a great relationship with them. And like I said, we're going back to the exact same spot. So
First grade made the little bracelets that you could tell the gospel, and we gave them all little bracelets. Took about 150 of them down there. We take soccer balls and all kinds of stuff and leave it for them, and and then they just play with kids. They just love it. So I think Rhonda does the sharing the gospel because she speaks Spanish, and so she can do that with them, and it's just and really and truly, because I had the kids tell me when they got back, and more than not said that was their favorite thing on the trip.
So all that's to say that over the summer I'll get quotes, and probably toward the end of the summer when I meet with the officers again, we'll get that pared down to just a couple of choices, and then the kids will all get to vote. And I didn't push one way or the other. Stacy and I have always wanted to spend our 25th anniversary in Hawaii, and we had a blast in Costa Rica. So I said, you guys just pick which one you want. It doesn't matter to us. But they chose Costa Rica again. And then we were having trouble with airline stuff. And so Joshua Expeditions contacted, last year, American Airlines left half of the group in Dallas and said, find yourself a way home. And so we had to rent a couple of vans, and Stacy and I had to drive 18 of the kids home, which did not make me a big fan of American Airlines. But this year we decided to just avoid that whole thing. And Joshua Expeditions said, hey, if you guys want, we'll charter a bus, pay for your hotel and your meal in Dallas if you want to come down a day early. And so we're leaving a day before we would, so now the kids get 7 days with each other. And, honestly, the coming home part is about the same amount of time anyway, because you would either sit around the airport waiting for the flight, and it's 2 flights. You can never get everybody on the same flight coming to Lubbock because the size of the planes are so small. So, or we can all just hop on a bus and be here in 5 hours. So I think the kids are excited about spending a little bit more time together. Honestly, no one likes sitting in a bus, but the kids will be together, and it's fun. And anyway, so this year's trip was $1,850. I expect the cost will go up next year. So if they choose to do a trip of this magnitude, then you guys are probably looking at, I would budget $2,000 for your kids' senior trip, which is another one of the real big reasons why we wanted to have this meeting with you today. This way, you can tell your kids to put away half their summer earnings or whatever to help soften the blow of that just a little bit. And whenever they have skin in the game, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable trip for them. So lots of opportunities to spend money this coming up year. And that's all above tuition and athletic fees and yeah. I'm just telling you, and now this is Tanya's last, so she's done this before, but
Actually, twice in the last 3 years.
yeah, I mean it really is.
You got it down to a fine art.
There really is every bit of $2,500 more that you can spend as a senior than you do any of the other grades. I mean, some of you guys have sent kids on mission trips before, and so that's nothing new to you. But if you're going to pay for their senior trip, or they're going to pay for their senior trip, however that goes, there really is about an additional $2,500 expense for the senior year at the minimum. So we just wanted to let you guys know that, so that you guys can be putting money aside, or have them put money aside, or both. Or it is a lot of lawn mowing, isn't it? So.
But he's at my house every week, and so it's okay. Wait, I'm paying for his trip.
The last thing I have on here is that more than likely, if I need to communicate with you guys, or Marilyn needs to, you guys will get an email that has Carrie Hayslip's address on it. It's just easier for her to do that through RenWeb than for us to try to do that. Sometimes I'll go through Candace. Depends on if Carrie's busy or not. But
Your kids don't get home with anything, and so we just send it out.
Pinning it to their shirt doesn't even work anymore. So.
If you miss those years, you can just pin it to the back of their little shirt.
Or have a special spot in their backpack. A red folder, yeah. So none of that happens anymore. So, okay, so that's the end of what